Buddy, we've got a pretty exciting stream set up today. Green-White Devoted Druid combo is kind of a classic deck in Modern. The combination of getting Devoted Druid into play and then the Vizier of Remedies to make infinite mana on turn 3 and, win with a card like Walking Ballista has been something that has been a tier 1 deck in Modern or close to it in the past. However, I think that, the more premium removal has become in Modern, the less viable this kind of strategy has become. That being said, very recently I started messing around with this card, the Restoration of Eiganjo, and I was very, very impressed with it in the mono-white artifact-based deck. It was a card that I was super impressed by. And just thinking about other places, other applications for this card, I think this card is a perfect fit for Devoted Druid combo, where it is going to be able to recur any of your combo pieces with the Chapter 2 ability, and then provide more meaningful pressure and card advantage beyond that to help you outgrind removal. Obviously, Basura, 21 months. Thank you, appreciate you. So the general idea behind this build is that you have this combination with Devoted Druid and either Vizier or Luxior Giada's Gift. This is a somewhat recent addition from the streets of New Capenna. So it's another way to go infinite with Devoted Druid, and what's cool about Luxior is that it's tutorable with both Stoneforge Mystic and Urza Saga, and then you also have Viridian Longbow, which is a payoff for your combo, which is also tutorable with both Urza Saga and Stoneforge Mystic. So you have, with these cards, both Saga and Mystic can get you either your combo enabler or your combo payoff, which is very cool. It means you don't have to play that many copies of Vizier. I'm playing 2, I think you could go down to 1. I had 3 in my testing yesterday, it was kind of high. Another card that I think is phenomenally good, and I am thinking about playing more copies, but I do think in a lot of ways it's really the card that ties the room together is Lightning Greaves. Where being able to tutor up Lightning Greaves, put into play for 0 mana with Restoration, give your folks Restoration haste, but most importantly, giving your Devoted Druids haste. I really feel like this is the card that ties it all together. Obviously, it's tutorable with Stoneforge Mystic. You usually don't want to draw 2, so I think 1 copy is still correct, and you're going to tutor this card very, very aggressively. But Greaves is also very good with Urza Saga 2, where you can just make a token main phase, smack them with it. It gives you a lot of different interesting angles of attack, which I'm very excited for. Obviously, you also get a lot of cool tutor targets for Eladamri's Calls post-board to help you in some more linear matchups. Although these are mostly Ranger-Captain targets, but you have Magistrate for Cascade decks, Containment Priest for creativity and dredge. And what's cool about Orvar is if you Eladamri's Call for Orvar in response to a Archon trigger, then you get to put it into play and just kind of surprise them a little bit. I have a Crowbar, tutorable Stoneforge Mystic. Crowbar and Liberator both recurable with Restoration, and then this is obviously tutorable with Eladamri's Call, which is why we're choosing to play that. Alright, let's go. Basura, 21 months, thank you. Happy 21 months, thank you. Pretty excited for this one. Definitely good enough for the stream and my playtesting. Unsure how good it is overall, of course, with, relatively small sample sizes, but it also may be a general, what's the win con? Yeah, so when you make infinite mana with Vizier, Devoted Druid, and then you can either win the game with Ranger-Captain for Walking Ballista, Eladamri's Call for Walking Ballista, Stoneforge Mystic for Viridian Longbow, or Urza Saga for Viridian Longbow. So when you are, after you've assembled your combo, you have 4, 6... Oh, also Ranger-Captain, just being able to go Ranger-Captain, sack it, you can't play non-creature spells, Devoted Druid haste combo is also pretty interesting too. So yeah, you have 18 cards that win the game with the infinite mana. Why don't you play 2 Liberators instead of 1 each? 2 Liberators instead of 1 each. Because Crowbar is tutorable with Stoneforge Mystic. And Liberator is not. Okay, Gift goes infinite here. Okay, this is a very good draw with a Giver of Runes into Devoted Druid. Fuck. Obviously, I mean to go Windswept Heath's Giver of Runes. Rough start to the day, huh? Okura, 16 months. Cruel with the 14, Blitz with the 30. We get the tapped Valakut Stoneforge, and now we've got a decision to make. Valakut Stoneforge, likely a deck with lots of removal. I think we were supposed to play the Giver of Runes. I don't know. I kind of want to blame, like, sometimes Magic Online does, like, this little scuffle. Oh, it's Belcher. Damn it. Another... or it's Oops All Spells. Alright, and then we would likely be winning had it not been for my error here. That's okay, that's okay. It's probably a good matchup. We have next turn. Vanny, 6 months, thank you. Been playing with the Genjo Explorer and Pioneer Foes and Viridian. Yeah, I think this card's great. Okay, so we get to block 2 Vengevines, take 8. Alright, so we need them to have a Vengevine. No, I guess that doesn't work. We need them to have, like, I think exactly 2 Creeping Chills in their hand. I think we died to even just 3 Creeping Chills here. There's 4 Chills. Wait, they have 2 Progenituses? Why do they have 2 Progenitus? Okay, I see no Vengevines. What's going on? Oh no, there's a Vengevine. I see only 1 Vengevine. So presumably they're gonna Phantasmagorion to get their, like, 3 more Vengevines in the yard and then Salvage Titan. Two Vines in the yard. I only see 1. This is a Venge. Oh, there's 2. Okay, there's 2. So there must be 2 in their hand. But why do they have 2 Progenituses? I guess they're just on Progenitus instead of the Thassa's Oracle. They're just going. I'm just gonna attack twice. I never need the Thassa's Oracle. Okay, this game would have been a win had I not misclicked on turn 1. I'm sorry, chat. I guess there are more Vengevines in the yard. I don't know. I don't think that I saw them activate the thing. Whatever. Okay. So we're going to be bringing in our Endurance, our Soul Guide Lantern. Needle is okay. It stops Balustrade Spy and Belcher. I think we'll bring in the Needle. Veil Summer doesn't stop. Creeping Chill. Containment Priest is good. Liberator's okay. Like destroying their mana rocks. I think it's okay on the play. I probably don't want it on the draw. I think they're unlikely to have much removal, right? Okay, I think I don't want the Kaldra. It's really not a matchup where we need to, like, smack them. I think I'll just play Giver over these Sentinels. I know Sentinel's, like, pretty likely to draw me a card, but I do think protecting the Devoted Druid is probably just more relevant, because they'll have some interaction post-board. How aggressively we pitch Druid to Endurance? I mean, as aggressively as you need to, I guess. Like, you really need to not die to, the combo. This is a weird hand. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. I like that this hand gets to kill a Banner Rock, and that this hand gets to tutor up a Soul Guide Lantern. I think good enough to keep in this weird matchup. We even, we can go. I guess I don't know why we would need to sack Liberator on turn 2, but we could. They gonna name my Outland Liberator? They might name Saga. They might just name Devoted Druid too. Oh, that would be fine. Yeah, they do name the Liberator. So I think I'm gonna make a Saga token. This way I can potentially flip my Liberator. And we'll just go ahead and get a Soul Guide Lantern. Weird way to start the day, huh? We get to flip our Liberator, though. Got a decent amount of pressure, decent amount of interaction. Hey, Mana Symbol. Okay. Probably going to kill... With them not missing their land drop, I'm very likely to just kill the Talisman on the attack instead of the Needle. Let's see, I've got 4 mana if I need it. Let's see what we draw. Oh, then they just concede. Okay. Weird start. Going to game 3. I don't think there's anything I want to change just with this, from what I've seen. Again, Sentinel could be better than Giver. Just tough. Why only 2 Vizier? You can combo with Devoted Druid with Luxior or Giada's Gift as well, which I think usually makes you not need the Vizier. Okay, so this hand is a turn 3 win if we play Saga on turn 1. Because we need... Saga can get us our Longbow. Turn 3 can be too slow in this matchup. But my opponent's on a mulligan at 6. I think I have to keep... I can also go... turn... If my opponent plays a turn 2 Mana Rock with this hand... I could potentially Eladamri's Call on turn 2 to get Endurance in response to them casting their stuff. One kind of awkward thing about Endurance, obviously, in this matchup is that... one awkward thing about Endurance is that... they get to do it again. Yeah, so I think that I have to lead on Giver of Rune, so I have the option to, if they play that Mana Rock, be able to stop them from going off. So now, 28 months, thank you. Because obviously they're just very likely to have it on turn 3. Oh, that's really interesting draw. Makes me wish I had played the Canopy this last turn, but I am going to go ahead and Boseiju. So now 28, Stiffy the 13th, thank you guys. Okay. Attack again. Isn't Saga into Lantern a better draw? I just don't have time. I'm gonna be dead. I'm gonna be dead too fast. Like Saga is this is turn 3 on the draw Lantern. I'm just dead turn 3 on the play if I don't take, you know, this more reactive line. Okay. So I have to get Liberator. I didn't draw another green, so I can't... Well, I guess I'm not going to be able to do anything anyways, because I just have to spend my mana to pop this. So if my opponent has a... Oops, all Speller we get got. Waffle with the 20 months, thank you. Yeah. I think we win this game if I play Horizon Canopy on turn 1, so I can play Saga on turn 2. Oh, I guess I said that. Well, I would have been able to draw the Boseiju. Obviously, it feels really bad because you lost game 1 to the misclick. It is what it is. 3 Creeping Chills, 3 cards in their hand for the Phantasmagoria. Yeah, they had 1 less card in their hand and too many Vengevines, but that doesn't seem to be the case. I don't see the Hulk though. I'm sure it's probably in their hand. I don't see it. Okay, this was Salvage Titan. Yeah, I mean it looks like they could just cast it from their hand, right? Okay, make them do it. And obviously very, very good if it draws a second land. I'm kind of tempted to keep this. Like, we have like 2 looks at the land. If we're like having 2 Sentinels in play is very good. I think I should mulligan. Okay. Do I prefer this deck over 8 key? I don't usually like questions like this so much, right? Like, this is a new list I'm working on. It is very different from 8 key. I have a lot more reps with 8 key. It's just too early to tell. If I played any Gear Hulk Opus and Pioneer, not necessarily with the creativity package. I mean, it's much better with the creativity package. Although I think creativity is like going to be nearly dead in Pioneer with the Stonebrain being printed. Ooh. Well, I wish I I mean, I could combo if I drew an enabler here. Here, I think I'm just going to go Restoration into Giver. What is AK? AK is a artifact-based combo deck I've been working on. I think it's actually pretty well positioned at the moment. It's going to get worse after Brothers War comes out. Played a league of it on Friday. It was something we were playing a lot more of, though, before Dominaria United came out. No Beats, 28 months. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Think someone donated this. Okay, thank you, Turn Pike. A lot going on today. John Sack. Okay, John Sack Collector Company. I will say that I've been a bigger fan of like the Rakdos sacrifice deck with Grief and Fury than this like Collected Company on Earthshell that we used to play. Oh, I think this is a win. Hold on, let me do this real quick. So we go discard Stoneforge Mystic, return Stoneforge Mystic for 0. Get the gift. Cast the gift. Okay, I have to. So much mana to equip the gift. Oh no, hold on. I'm 1 mana short. I'm one white mana short because I have the Ranger-Captain for Ballista, but it costs me 3 to equip here. Alright, gonna have to try to win next turn. Where's X-Play Bird? I thought it was the most of hierarchs. I mean, I don't know. This is the first time I've really seen Bird out of their deck, honestly. I wouldn't really read too much into it. Okay, I think I am going to soak up 2 damage here so that I'm not cold to a Tribal Flames. Move it to the sick one. If I move it, this dies. It'll still have all these -1 counters on it. I don't. So the 3-up Nyx list in the sideboard, I'm basically only like viewing this card as like burn hate, and I feel like playing green, I would probably be playing like in a Collected Company Unearthed deck. I would likely be wanting to play like Brindle Boar. I know that sounds weird, but I think Brindle Boar would be a better burn hate card in this deck. Not too often you someone suggests Brindle Boar over, you know, Mythic Rare, but it's just very good with Unearthed and Collected Company, and a bit faster as well. But I also don't think that you need this many burn hate cards. I would maybe play 2 burn hate cards, the whatever of your choice, and then I'd be playing 4 Fulminator Mage, especially with Tron just winning the challenge. I'd also be pretty likely to play the 3rd Force of Vigor, or just like try to figure out a plan against Hammer Time, because that's always the weakest matchup, I think, for this archetype. So you have 2 Liberator, 2 Force of Vigor, 2 Culling Ritual. That's probably fine, actually. That's probably enough sideboard cards. So maybe I think I like the list. I would just be playing 2 Burn Hate cards, probably Brindle Boar, but you can play Ob if you think Ob is better. 4 Fulminator, and then I will say that I have the Rakdos version without, you know, that with the scam elements instead of Coco and the Stream Decker right now, that I would probably recommend over this one. Okay, up a game against Domain Zoo. Gonna bring in the Forge-Tenders. Outland Liberator is probably good enough to bring in against the Leyline Binding and Scion. Giant Killer, I think, is pretty good in this matchup as well. Don't think I want anything else. So usually in these more interactive matchups, I've actually been toying with the idea of like trimming down on Eladamri's calls, which I know is like kind of weird when you bring in the Liberator, but obviously like you're pretty happy to just draw it. Like I did this against Murktide in my playtesting, and just all of my cards impact the board for mana. And I was kind of liking this plan, so I think I'm going to keep toying with it. I think you probably don't really ever want to cut Devoted Druids, but you could toy with different plans. What are the advantages of Goryo's Persist Reanimator other than playing around Orvar? I would say like it is generally a more powerful deck, but it is one that like doesn't stabilize maybe as well as the Archon version, and it is also like I think the Archon version has a much better plan B. Just Null Drifter. Another close one lander. I think I'm gonna have to go to 6. Keep a pretty good 6. And I think I'm putting back one of my 2 1-drops. I'm not sure which one. Accompanying this deck, I think you could play Coco over Restoration, but like the reality is, you'd also have to play like another 3-drop. The curve would be pretty high, and like you just can't play these two, like Coco and Restoration together. I think, and Restoration's really good. I don't know which 1-drop I want to put back. Probably the Sentinel. They play a lot of creatures. Won the RCQ this weekend, and it's for the burn. I was in the room. Awesome. And then that makes sense. Congratulations to you. Maybe I'll revisit it one day. Obviously, a lot of nostalgia for that deck. I think Portal to Phyrexia has any home in a creativity sideboards, or do you think a different type of combo would want to take advantage? I think Trash for Treasure is good. There's also the blue. There's like a blue creativity that only targets artifacts and puts artifacts into play. Shape Anew, I think, is the name of that card. I think there's some potential there. Alright, we'll play our Devoted Druid. And you can do like a mana base with Gingerbread Cabin instead of Dwarven Mine, and then you can Shape Anew into this card. And what's cool about that deck is like you actually get to play creatures. Unlike creativity, you don't get to play any creatures. The problem is, I guess, that creatures are not good, but there are options. Like with creativity, you can't play creatures or artifacts. At least with Shape Anew, you can play creatures. Any changes you make to Gruul Breach? Is the Teamer with Emery better? I like Gruul more than Teamer. I've played Teamer, and like the curve is just so high. And like, so if you play Emery and you don't play like DRC or Shredder 2, like, you have like no card selection, and you have like a worse plan B, but I don't know, you like, it's, it's obviously somewhat reasonable also. Okay, I'm gonna give this pro red so they can't Fury the Devoted Druid. Why are they playing Swift End? What? Yeah, you can play Ragavan's interesting, although I don't know how well you will be at protecting Ragavan, I guess. Okay, so we're a little light on mana to combo this turn. What I think what I want to do is Restoration into second Devoted Druid. And try to set up to go off next turn. I'm trying to think if I want to play another Saga or if I want to play the Plains. I think the other Saga is going to be a bit better this game. Yeah, Restoration is really good. I've been so impressed by the card. I think it really ties this deck super well together. Kind of cool to a Fury here. Did I see Edgar Magahalas bring to like control deck? I didn't know. Oh, there's the Fury. Kind of cold to a Fury here, huh? That's okay. The Restoration can bring back a Devoted Druid. We can set up to go off later. We do have to be alive though. But if they're just casting Murderous Rider, there's a good chance we'll be alive. Then they have one card in their hands. If we have them on Fury, I mean, I didn't like ping them on Fury necessarily. I was just kind of playing around it last turn because it was free. If that makes sense. Okay, this is gonna be kind of a tough turn though. How do you see Esper Chance to revisit it? I mean, Reanimator's, a deck we've played a ton on the channel. I have a hard time imagining that I will just never play that deck again. But I also certainly feel like it is not very well positioned. I think I'm making a token. So I think I go make a token, bring back Devoted Druid, discard Plains, play Razorverge Thicket, cast Sentinel. My token's going to be 3 power, can go block, take 2, not die to a Tribal Flames. Yeah, I don't have the mana to combo right here, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know why opponents playing Murderous Rider. I don't know. Magic players are just determined to like put cards in their deck and not listen to anybody. What can I say? Okay, we'll get Giada here, and then we can get the Longbow next turn. Yeah, not quite enough mana to Stoneforge Mystic, Lightning Greaves, do it all, you know. So yeah, I think if they attack when they attack with both, I guess I'll go chump with the Sentinel and the Rider, try to trade Construct for Brawler, not die to one copy of Tribal Flames. Interesting that they went in attack with the Rider. I find vote twice to Devoted Druid. Would I happen to look at my list? With a piece of love, I would love to look at everybody's list. Oh, sorry, I don't know how I just miscounted here. I am dead to a Tribal Flames. I thought I was at one more life point. I would love to look at everybody's list. The problem is I get these kind of comments too often to look at everybody's, but I do have a deck tech option where if you pay me or save up channel points, I'll look. Okay, I'm just trying to think if like I can make a Saga token this turn to play around a removal spell. I don't know how they have a removal spell here. But I can make a Saga token though. I can get the Longbow, 1, 2, 3, equip, kill them with Longbow, so I guess this doesn't play around Boros Charm. So yeah, if that mystery card is Boros Charm, good beats. I think it's like a bit better to put them on like having mistimed a removal spell. Oh, they can't cast Boros Charm. Awesome. Okay, missed that. I don't know. I have this problem. Maybe some other modern players have this issue too. I look at a Triome and I just feel like, okay, you have perfect mana. I look at an opponent who has a Triome, and I'm like, okay, you must have perfect mana. You have a Triome. Okay, so we attach the Longbow over here, then we have the ability to just untap and deal infinite damage. Okay. So we're 1-1. We probably should be 2-0. I misclicked turn 1, game 1 of this league, which is not the best way to start a Do Brew stream. I can keep this hand. No Postmortem Lunge. I think it's one of the best cards you can play in the archetype. I think Postmortem Lunge is the kind of card that players play and think it's the best card you can play in the archetype. It's the kind of card where every single time you cast it, you win the game, but it gives you a much, much worse, like, grindy plan B, and it is, it leads to more blowouts and more, mana-intensive turns. And in my opinion, like Lightning Greaves plus Restoration of Eiganjo give you a pretty similar effect without being as all in. But there's another card that I think is really good to compare this to. I'm kind of blanking. But there is another card like this that players swear by, but I swear it's just to like win more. Maybe I don't know, maybe check and help out. Oh well, gonna slam that I think. Finale seems there. So again, Finale is a card that's good with infinite mana. Finale is the worst card of the deck though, by a lot. If you're playing this archetype, one of the main reasons you can play Finale if you have Asmo in the deck, but Finale is so weak. It's so weak. I Temur Battle Rage, maybe Temur Battle Rage. Temur Battle Rage is okay. I mean, not as much anymore, but. Yeah, but there are cards like that people swear by, right? Where, like, obviously Postmortem Lunge is awesome. It gives your Devoted Druid haste from the graveyard. But it's, like, terrible to draw multiple copies. Usually bad to draw early. And also just puts you all in. And what's cool about this deck is you have, like, very good resilient plan Bs that synergize with your plan A. But I will say this, too. This happens all the time when I come and I work on an archetype that has fallen out of favor in Modern. Okay, it happened very recently with Heliod, and everyone's like, oh, why aren't you playing Collected Company? But it's like, these decks, this deck is a great example of a deck that has completely fallen out of favor in Modern and is one that, like, has had like no results for like years at this point. And so like you really need to be looking to like innovate on it and change it and improve upon it, and not just like register the exact same list that has been failing to put up results for like literal years at this point. Okay, so we can set up to win next turn. Guess I want to leave the Druid untapped so I can theoretically soak up more damage. Putting out 4-color Rhinos and crit meta. It's a good deck. Good deck for sure. I think that, you know, in a lot of ways, Modern is kind of being fought on the axis of like Blood Moon decks versus Leyline Binding decks at the moment. And the weird thing about Rhinos is that deck can be both. And so some people swear by one or the other. This deck put up a lot of results in Lurrus era. Yeah, sure. It's also been like about a year since Lurrus was banned. That is good. That is true. But also it's again, it's like when I revisit a deck like this, that like the worst card in the archetype has been Finale for a long time, and the deck is just like hasn't done anything. You just can't be like suggesting, oh, let's build the deck the exact same way and hope for the best. It's just not gonna work. You gotta improve on it, and I'm pretty happy with where this list is at the moment. Score 28 months. Thank you. Not saying that this list is perfect, but I am saying that you can only play Finale if you have Asmo in your version. And we did actually have a version of Devoted Druid that I thought was somewhat playable whenever Streets of New Capenna came out. I like this deck a lot. I only did one stream with it, but the deck was like very nice. And like, so what's cool is like in this deck, if they kill your Devoted Druid, you have these cards don't rot in your hand. Instead, you just slam Asmo with Finale and Rocco. And then they're also combo pieces as well. Get score, I think it was 28. Okay, we can soak up 2 damage for free, but this is maybe just wasting clicks as I have the combo. Been playing Bangkoko list yesterday without Flusters on the side. Felt so good. Maybe one other card for creativity. Matchup felt decent. Yeah. I think that the creativity matchup's tough to figure out. The Aether Channeler is, I think, really nice in that matchup. I also feel like, to a small extent, like we're not quite to the point where creativity is just like completely falling out of favor, but creativity is like not as popular as it has been. It's still probably a top 3, top 4 deck, but not as crazy as it has been. I don't know why one wouldn't just play Helia Life instead right now. It's insanely good. Well, we played Helia last week and it was really good. But this is also like, this is not what we do on the channel. We don't necessarily just play what we think is the best deck. We're just trying to innovate and try new stuff. But I think this deck is also like good and it's like a fresh new brew. I'm really excited to play it. And we should be 2-0. I feel so bad. We should be 2-0. I just misclicked turn 1 game 1. Okay, so we're gonna bring in the Liberator, the Crowbar, the Giant Killer. But what's cool about this matchup is you can pretty aggressively go for the combo. I think I'll bring in the Needle too. So I think we're just going to cut all the Sentinels, but I might play like, I kind of want to trim some number of Restorations, although Restorations get better post board with these cards. So we do 1 Restoration, 3 Sentinels. What was the misclick? I meant to play a green-white land on turn 1 so I could go Giver into Devoted Druid. I think maybe, like, Magic Online, the cards, like, jump sometimes, and sometimes, like, you click. But that might just be Copium. I don't know if that actually happened. It all happened so fast. But I clicked on the Saga on turn 1 instead, and then my opponent went turn 1 Valakut Awakening. I thought there was a good chance they were on, like, an Hayashi red-style deck, but they were just playing Hoop Soul spells instead, and I took the, I just, like, time walked myself, basically. I think I'm supposed to mulligan. Like, this is a hand we're supposed to, like, try to find the combo pretty aggressively, and here's the combo, and it is the combo with Giver of Runes Protection as well. Crowbar. Yeah, I've been liking Crowbar a lot in Stoneforge Mystic decks lately. It's just, like, very flexible tutor. Works well with Restoration of Eiganjo. See, thank you for the 8 months. Appreciate you. Don't tell me we're gonna get mana tithed. I think they just F60 their turn. Dude, getting mana tithed on a Monday, that's a bad time to get mana tithed right there. We're creating Infinite Large Ballista. This game, what we're gonna do is, assuming that we don't, get Path exiled off of it, but this game, what we're going to do is Vizier, Infinite Mana with Devoted Druid, and then Stoneforge Mystic can tutor up Viridian Longbow that I can equip to the Devoted Druid with my infinite mana, and I can deal then infinite damage. Magical, 27 months, thank you. Why do you play Restoration over Extraction Specialist or Renegade Rallier? So the Restoration is able to recur not only your creatures, but able to recur Urza Saga, able to recur your Lightning Greaves, which is huge, and so it's such a big deal to recur your Lightning Greaves, recur other pieces that are destroyed, artifact enchantment pieces, and then it also like it puts more pressure on your opponent as well. Like Restoration is like when it flips, it's a Brimaz instead of a 3/2, and it's like, I think it's like a very good plan B to be just to be able to put a Brimaz into play after your opponent's like spend all these resources interacting with your Devoted Druid combo, and it's like really good also if you get to slap Lightning Greaves on it, which you tutor up really aggressively in the deck. Like I'm very seriously considering playing more Lightning Greaves because it just plays so well with both the Restoration and the combo. Like putting Greaves into play for 0 mana with Restoration's nuts. Doesn't care about being tapped. But, like, I think that just the strategy of tutoring it up really aggressively with Stoneforge Mystic, you don't really want to draw 2, is also fine. Magical, 27 months, appreciate you. My opponent DM'd me instead of typing in the chat. He's a big fan. Okay. We're 2-1 with the big asterisks. We very likely should be 3-0. The playtesting of my mystery deck's been going pretty well. I did send it to some homies, and they've been testing and liking it too. It's nothing like too crazy, but I've been liking it. I feel like I've got some like good innovation in the list too that I'm proud of. Been finger creativity. Let's say that what's so frustrating about creativity is What's so frustrating about creativity... Okay, we're up against Affinity with a hand that is just going to kill him. Is that, like, creativity was going to be the deck I was going to play in Atlanta, almost for sure. And then they printed Stonebrain. And, like, I think the mono-green matchup went from, like, slightly favorable with a lot of sideboard cards to, like, pretty actively bad. And I think mono-green is going to be very popular, and so... I'm just off of it. Oh, also, okay, so I made a YouTube video. If you type !bro in the chat, it'll link you to the YouTube video talking about cards I like in Modern from Brothers War. And I just want to... Wait, they have lightning bolts? Damn it. Oh, this might be the blast deck. The blast version. So when I was talking about like Karn the Great Creator tutor targets, I like MS painted Brainstone over Stone Brain, and I just proceeded as normal. I'm trying to think if we want to play the Restoration or Ranger-Captain here. I feel like the Ranger-Captain to block the Bowmats is nice, but Restoration getting me a faster Devoted Druid has got to be better. Yeah, and so there's like 2 or 3 comments in the comment section discussing Brainstone, and they say Brainstone instead of Stone Brain. I don't think there's anybody calling me out either, which I thought was funny. Yeah, this video took me like 8 hours. It took me like most of my Saturday. But it was a good time. Love the last slide. What happened on the last slide? Danny, 7 months. Thank you. I noticed it. Awesome, yeah. Doesn't Brainstone seem like a main card in Lotus Field over the card in Silex? No, I don't think so. I think it would be a sideboard card if anything. It's not a card that's good against like a lot of decks in Modern. I was really confused watching. Yeah, it was just a little tease. Yeah, it looks like they're playing a deck pretty similar to this one. I saw somebody post something about it. I can't remember who it was. Hold on. Let me see if I could find, like, my last list. I remember the list I saw that was posted was different, though. Okay, hold on. So I'm going to get back my Devoted Druid for sure. Probably discard second Ranger-Captain. And then Ranger-Captain for Giver. Yeah, so they could be playing something close to this. They are playing Midnight, so a little bit different. Maybe Midnight over Epicure. They're also playing Factory. We're wanting to revisit this deck. I feel like I had something I wanted to put in there. Life's a Garden, dig it, hell yeah. What do you think about Stasis Coffin with Karn? Artifact costing 3/2, exile your game protect for everything turn. I think that card is terrible. I think that card is like... That card reads like it's really powerful. It doesn't give your permanence protection, just you. So this is like... It's like a really bad fog that doesn't protect your Karn, that costs 5 mana and is in play, like... Is like, you know, your opponent knows to play around it because it's in play. But it's definitely a card that like reads super duper flashy, but I think it's like not good against anything. No link for list? For what list? The one I just pulled up? It's in the Stream Decker somewhere, but... Listen, I guess they're all in the Stream Decker. Deep down. You can get your screenshot or two if you don't want to dig. Yeah, I'm so excited to be playing more with Trash for Treasure. Life's a Garden, dig it. They changed the left-hand interface with Moto, or did I just resize it? I think I resized it a little bit. Like, I think that this is like actually a bit bigger than it usually is. Can I please show the creativity deck of Pioneer that I talked about? I mean, we've talked about it in the past. We played on stream in the past. I guess, you know, I can pull up the last 75 I played. I got second place at an RCQ with this deck last season. I won game 1-2 against a player I beat in the Swiss. Felt so bad to lose, but this is a deck I liked a lot. I actually prefer this deck to the version with the Worm, where it's just like you can cast creativity on 4. Like you're actually pretty happy to draw Torrential Gearhulk most of the time. It gives you more threats, more flexible options. As Norvia is still sponsored. No, I just had a 1-month renewal. I did 3 months with them, and then did 1-month renewal, and that's all for now. Oh, I guess I have the panel down, don't I? I mean, it's okay, not the big deal. We still like Nord. My code might still work too. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I did trim down to 60. I played 61 at that RCQ, but it's like I thought at the time you wanted to play 3 big scores, but I think that you're actually pretty happy with just 2. Shrapnel Blast, my Devoted Druid. Okay, so we get to flip this. Surviving is going to be tough. The obvious line to me is Restoration. Plains, play Stoneforge Mystic, get Lightning Greaves, try to win next turn. And then I get to chump block one of these, and then I get to put a lot of toughness in front of the other one and probably survive. Second RCQ Saturday playing Rakdos. Yeah, nothing wrong with playing a boring deck. Rakdos is really good. Rakdos is really good. I think Atlanta's open decklist. So, Atlanta is open decklist. The RCQs are not open decklist, but it's also true. Like, I'm not 100% sure that this is the case, but I think that my deck is really good. I've been winning a ton with it. My friends have been winning with it. And like I kind of just want to keep the tech secret so people can't copy it. And if I'm gonna have people copy it, I'm at least gonna get like a stream out of it. You know what I mean? I'm at least gonna get some content out of it. We'll see. Like I don't want to sound like I'm not saying I broke it, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, my deck's fucking sick, and then I like scrub out of all the LCQs and I'm just cheerleading all weekend. That very well might happen, but we'll talk about it later. Is it tech just trickery? No, it's not. I don't currently recommend playing trickery, and I've said too much. Okay. What is the best way to do this? So it might just be this. I don't love that this line. I don't love that this line doesn't kill this construct. But with only 2 mana and me having Giver, I just don't know how they like. I don't know how they are trying to. They have to have 2 lightning bolts. It seems like Kaldra could be another Vizier to have more combo. I mean, I think you tutor the Kaldra enough to want it. I actually had another Vizier yesterday, and then I ended up cutting it because I didn't want. I thought 3 Viziers was one too many. Just because you have you have like 8 ways to tutor up the gift, which is not much less mana efficient than Vizier, but you have a lot of redundancy for this effect. Giver protects just jump. Yeah, I guess maybe I should have given protection. Sorry. I don't know. They just need, their hand has to be like exactly 2 bolts, and like I don't think we're winning 80 ways if their hand has 2 bolts. But I should have used the Giver. Oh yeah, if I protect the captain, yeah, protecting the captain beats 2 bolts. And I was just busy monologuing. Is it for Modern Pioneer? It's a Pioneer tournament. It's a Pioneer tournament. Again, I'm not trying to overhype it too much. I just get people asking me about it, and I am not ready to say yet. Dude, this card has just been so crazy. Okay, so we're gonna discard the Temple Guard and get back Devoted Druid. Nice. Man, I am just reeling from that match 1, game 1 misclick. I did not qualify for Atlanta, no, but they have last chance qualifiers. You have to go 5-0. So I will be getting like 2 or 3 more chances, and honestly like a 5-round RCQ, like a weekend where you get to like a day where you get to play like 5-round RCQs, and you get to play like 2 or 3 of them, maybe 4 if you're super lucky or unlucky. That's just like a really good EV event too. As like it is like also like pretty nauseating to like travel to like this big awesome weekend where like I'm not qualified, and like, I really don't want to be a cheerleader on the weekend. I will be if I need to, because I've got a lot of people I love coming up there, and I'll be happy to cheerlead. But I really want to play. Is Swift reconfiguration a consideration in the deck? Not legal in Modern. Okay. I was like trying to remember that card. I don't know that I want Needle. I think I'm not going to bring in Needle. So we're going to bring in the Liberator, 2 Forge-Tenders. Maybe the Giant Killer's not that good. I guess, yeah, I mean, it's okay against, like, the Saga tokens, but... yeah. I think I'm cutting Kaldra. I think I'm cutting at least the 4th Sentinel. Could be a good matchup to cut the 2nd Vizier. On the draw, I could definitely see trimming a Restoration as well. Do I know where next season's event's located? I think it's in California. I have confidence. I have confidence too, but it's just also true. Like, it's Magic, it's Pioneer. Like, you could just lose all your die rolls, and sometimes there's not much you can do, and it is very hard to win 5 matches of Magic in a row. You just can't bank. You just can't bank on winning 5 matches of Magic in a row on any given day. Although I have started off like 5 in a row, several tournaments lately, I guess. Okay. A lot of people have said Modern feels diverse with stale. Any thoughts on what changes might be an interesting format? I mean, I just don't agree at all that Modern feels stale. Like, if you just, like, look at my Stream Decker, I've just been having, like, the freaking time of my life brewing lately. The brews have been, I feel like, so good. Oh, no! Don't cast it. Don't cast it. Awesome. It's like, today we're playing Green-White Druid, and it's sick. We were playing the 8-key combo deck. We're playing the Fate Stitcher Mesmeric Orb combo, Heliod combo, Power Conduit Blue-White, Jeskai Emeria, Hollow One Vengevine, Trickery and Pioneer, Karuga and Jeskai Lotus Field. We're circling back to Dimir Food. This deck we 4-1'd with. The mono white Restoration of Eiganjo, which like led me to this deck. This deck was really, really good. I liked it a lot. It's just like it just feels like I'm having a really good time with Modern right now. I understand not everybody is, but I'm having a good time. Modern is great. It's only stuff you play at Murktide every week since Image 2. Yeah, and then Bro is also going to be like a nice, like, it's going to have like upgrades and it's going to be a very interesting set to brew with. And if you want to watch, hear my thoughts on Bro, you can type !Bro in the chat. How to Hollow Shredder print out. I think with the 2/3/2s, it's a deck I like. It's a deck that I think is like underrated. Right, goodbye, Sweet Ballista. Too bad we have both Viziers in our hand too, but we can Restoration, hopefully. Make it bruh. Clock, 30 months, thank you. Try to summon Doomwake. I'm not, please, Doomwake, please. So I'm gonna slam the Restoration this turn, and the one thing I might do next turn is, in response to the Restoration trigger, tutor up the werewolf that disenchants, the card I could literally never remember the name of. And then return that. That could be a good line. I could also get Stoneforge Mystic and then get Citizen's Crowbar, put its Crowbar into play. Do you have a way to get back Ballista? No, but we don't. Ballista's not our only win con. We can win with Longbow as well. Okay. Yeah, Liberator. I never ever remember the name of that card. Probably should at this point. Okay, so yeah, we'll get the Liberator. Get back the Liberator. And blow up the Saga. Titan's Dust and Given. Yeah, I mean, that deck was so sweet. I know, I'm just having the time of my life. I feel like the format's super open, and you can, you know, Tron won the challenge just last weekend. It's just, you can do whatever you want. It's okay, but it's, you know, also it's like, if you know, that's not your experience, you know, that's okay too. Not everybody's experience can be the same. Yeah, I've been loving this card. Like, you know, obviously, like the mono white list is really sweet. I've got my cards coming in the mail for that. I almost have the whole thing. I got the like really nice planet, the planet planes from the new unset. I'm pretty excited about putting in. I think I'm gonna sack Canopy. I don't think I want to have to play 2 Viziers this turn. Maybe it's like, no, I guess I can't really equip the Longbow very well this turn. Quickly approaching 2 years of anniversaries. Yeah, good luck. See you then, Cat Talk. Thank you for the 22. Okay, Galvanic Blast. Bolt. Okay. Not ideal. I was Donut Tech a while ago. Okay, sorry. Yeah, just yell at me if I miss them. It's obviously very easy for me to miss. Thank you for the deck tech, Gustavo. So I've seen the Scheming Symmetry tech in Pioneer several times, or in this deck several times, and my general understanding is that Scheming Symmetry is like suboptimal. That it is not where you really want to be. Oh, do they synthesizers for Blast? I'm super dead. So, like, my general thoughts on the Scheming Symmetry tech is that it's suboptimal. No Giant Killer. Also, this deck gets actually a lot better, too, when you get the new bug. The bug that, like, destroys artifact or enchantment. It's, like, really good with Restoration, Ranger-Captain, Urza, Saga. Might even play 2. So that's kind of my main thought. I will say also, like, I think you should still play 4 Tasha's 2 Glimpse. I think Tasha's is still really, really good. Obviously, if you're cutting the symmetries, like, you can open yourself up to glimpse a bit more, but for the most part, I tend to prefer, like, 4 Tasha's, 4 Drown, not too many glimpses. Okay, Forge-Tender, this is a great hand in this matchup. I'm trying to give you, like, a little bit more than just, like, this tech is not that good, but, like, that is my impression. I will say that, like, this list that you have is not bad. Like, if this is what you're trying to do, you're doing it pretty well. Like you have your Ensnaring Bridge tutor target, I like that. Your Crypt Incursion tutor target, I like that. But the thing is, this card is just too underpowered, in my opinion. I will say that Phyrexian Arena is not a card you can play in Modern. It's, like, not good in any matchup. Or, like, at least not good enough in any matchup. And look, you're not playing any of the Ancestry. Oh, you are. Yeah, you have 4 Visions of Beyond. I missed it, but you're a Visions of Beyond deck. You're good to go. Don't worry about it. I think I cut the Kaldra, right? Yeah, so I guess I'm getting the Greaves. Could get Crowbar. Let's get the Crowbar. Yeah, I think a 3rd Dispute might go a long way. I would play the 4th Surgical on the board over the 1st Extirpate. Surgical, you know, is just generally a lot better. Yeah, pretty happy to just take this, like, nice 2 for 1. I would also really like to draw land. I was high in Restoration when Reese hasn't done anything amazing. I thought I have like a 75% win rate with the mono white list. This deck, I think this deck's really good. We played a lot of it like 2 weeks ago, so I don't really want to, you know, play too much more and get the stream stale, but I thought this deck was great. No Paradise Mantle. I like a 1 of Mantle. So Stoneforge Mystic and tutor for mana. I know, Mantle seems really weak. I think Mantle seems very weak in this deck. I don't know. People always... I think in general, people play too many tutor targets for their tutors, but... They name Crowbar? Oh, no. If they name Crowbar, it doesn't work. Because I think Crowbar gives the Citizen the token. It itself doesn't have this ability. The creature has this ability, not the Crowbar. Like, usually when you're casting Stoneforge Mystic, you have it, like, at least 2 mana. Like, you're not... I don't think there's very many situations where you are casting... you're casting your Stoneforge Mystic and you're just, like, super desperate to have a 3rd mana that costs you 2 more mana to, like, equip onto your Stoneforge Mystic and then it dies. No, you cannot Needle tokens. Did not draw our 3rd land, but, you know, we can maybe blow up the Saga. We get to F6 too, because this is needled. Okay. Remember that this deck's the Crowbar, not the creature attached to it, so... Yeah, I think... Hold on, this is 2. So, is it better to kill the Saga this turn? Or get a Restoration down? It's almost definitely just gonna kill the Saga. Fuck, no! Damn it. The Forge-Tender is needled. Damn it. Sorry, we just talked about this too. I should have realized it. It's also like such a weird interaction, right? Such a weird interaction, like very, very difficult to not run into. The misclicks this league. I mean, it's, you know, this is like a mistake, not a misclick, but I guess not everybody thinks of those things as different. I don't know. I will say also, like, as bad as that feels, that is it's a really tough mistake to not make there. It's a really tough mistake to not make that turn, and we're like very likely going to lose because of it. I wanted to try Symmetry no way cast Tripod to progress. Yeah, but I'm saying, Gustavo, people have done that. I've seen it in action several times, and it's never looked good. Is what the main point I was trying to make is that I've seen it several times. I've always thought that it was underpowered. Okay, so we're getting hit for 8 down to 6. Not dead to a Shrapnel Blast until we tap this. But like, but also like, Gustavo, if you disagree and you think it is good, then like, I'll say that your list isn't bad. Rough. Like you built it like correctly. I just it's not tech I advise you for. Rough stuff. I mean, I that was definitely a really easy mistake to make, but now we know for next time, huh? They can't, Needle doesn't do anything against Crowbar, right? Because they can't Needle the Crowbar. So I was just thinking that I was good to go, when obviously I wasn't. Pink Ranger, 5 months. So my opponent had Pithing Needle, Burrenton Forge-Tender, and which is like something that has almost never happened in Modern. And then I equipped a Citizen's Crowbar to the Burrenton Forge-Tender because they killed my Citizen token, which is also something that's maybe never happened in Modern before. And I didn't realize that because the Forge-Tender was needled, this was not going to be... Oh, this is probably a great matchup. Because the Forge-Tender was needled, I was not going to be able to activate the Citizen's Crowbar to kill their Saga. And then I basically time-walked myself. Can Recommission be used to unearth a Walking Ballista? It can, yeah. It was on my list of cards. They're on my radar. Magic players have a tendency to call formats bad when they simply aren't their cup of tea. Yeah, I would say that is absolutely something I agree with. Too bad we can't give her the Temple Garden, huh? Trying to think how important second copy of Giver of Runes is here. Probably not all that relevant. I think Helio combo runs Recommission now. I mean, maybe. I really like the mono white Helio list we played last week. I thought that deck was really good. Playing so many combo decks lately. Okay, resolves. So I'm happy enough to block here, and if my opponent vials in a Lord and they kill my Stoneforge Mystic, it doesn't really matter much. Like, really, they're going to have either Force of Negation for my Longbow, and I'll still have infinite mana, or my opponent will have to have 2 Dismembers. Yeah, we should have a pretty easy time paying for the Hex Catcher with our infinite mana. Yeah, they're gonna need a Force of Negation, and we also have like plenty of outs that just give us like 2 payoffs here. Well, that's not one of them. Yeah, I want to be able to activate Saga and place Giver of Runes if my opponent does have the Force. Yeah. I agree that Recommission is interesting and powerful in that deck. It's just like how you fit it in. That is really the question. I'm not sure exactly how it fits in the archetype at the moment. So I don't know if my opponent's familiar with the Longbow Devoted Druid combo, but we'll show them. So, and I guess we haven't like actually got to execute it, but you just get to ping, then untap, and deal infinite damage. Kill the Merfolk Forest. I mean, I'm trying not to take maximum Carpal Tunnel damage. I've been taking a lot of it lately. But it's just, killing the Merfolk first is like 30 extra clicks for no reason. For the flex. That is a reason. I really hope my opponent's not... Okay, I was like, are they going to rope me here? They did not. Usually my Needle against Merfolk. Don't think I'm going to play Containment Priest. Yeah, very likely not to really change much here. Sheep, 7 months, thank you. Yeah, kill the fish if they make me click, huh? Yeah, okay, so the Veil of Summers are really good. Veil of Summers are really good. I think on the draw I want to cut a 3-drop. I don't usually mind cutting the 4th one on the draw on these kind of matchups. We could cut like 2 Sentinels also. I got lanes and spells. Deck tech for Sheeps and Ando with the level 1, so thank you. Looks like link in the chat. Sheeps will take a look. There you go. Why can't I just be on the play every single game? 4 color Shape Anew. Awesome. Okay, first impression, I really like the idea. I will say that I don't like these wave sifters a ton. Like, you're basically always going to have a gingerbread cabin. Oh, you also don't need to play 4 cabins. Like, Creativity wants to play 4 Dorvard Mines because, like, you're going to want a Creativity for 2. But, like, this deck, you're, like, only ever going to use your food tokens to shape anew. And I can really have a hard time imagining you ever... Hold on, what did they reveal? Trickster. I have a hard time imagining that you are, like, really ever going to shape anew more than, like, 2 times in a game. So, like, I feel like 2 or 3 gingerbread cabins is probably going to be fine, but like at least the 4th one is too many. Probably maybe start with 3 and then kind of see how that feels. I think they may tap this in a turn, but watch your stream. Sometimes your opponent's being salty, writing something mean in chat if they ever happen to be in a paper game. I mean, it has a couple times. It's been a long time since I've had a salty paper opponent, but you know, just like on Magic Online, I usually just laugh at salty opponents. Abundant Growth is also, I don't think, a card you want to play. Your mana should be good enough without Abundant Growth. I know that the gingerbread cabins make it a little weird, but I don't think your mana requirements even look that crazy to me. Oh, also, Gigantic. Oh, it's a Fury Solitude. Almost a Gigantic. Kahira check, though. You have Kahira. 3 Portal of Phyrexia also may be too many. No, it's probably fine. It's probably fine. They're not legendary. Yeah. But I think I don't want to see Wave Sifter. I want to see the 4th Teferi. I want no Abundant Growth. I think I want to see you try to fit Counterspell into the mana base, too. Maybe Remand instead. Remand is probably, you know, a good degree more castable. Hold on, let me take my turn here. But I think it's a good first draft also. Oh, this sorry, this classic deck tech punts. I didn't realize that they had kicked this. I obviously I should have realized it because this was a 2/2. But it really like didn't look like an island. Usually when they Tide Shaper like dual lands, I feel like it changes the color. Okay. On the play for game 3. Filmatic 16 months. Class, so many mistakes this league. I'm sorry, chat. Yeah, very difficult to see, but obviously I should have been paying more attention. We'll keep this ham. I like that Sentinel makes like Sherman and Vial pretty awkward for them. No power con with Restoration Saga. So like I thought about trying to fit power condo into the deck. The problem is like it is actually kind of interesting because you can peel -1 counters off Devoted Druid, but I think it's just too many 2-drops. And like you have no way to tutor it either, so. Again, you could make it work, but I had a hard time trying to make it work. Okay, so I think this turn I want to go double Giver instead of playing Saga. So this way, next turn I can go Ranger-Captain plus Saga, and this uses my, like, this is like way better against a Tide Shaper on the Saga, where I get to, like, at least be putting threats into play instead of just getting time walked. Yeah, we did have daylight savings time in the area. I don't know. I mean, ultimately, like, this is just always what happens when you play new decks like this. You're gonna end up making mistakes as you learn to play the deck. Well, you know, some of them were. Oh wow! I can't believe they have Spreading Seas here. Oh, this does mean I can't play the Saga next turn. But love to just have drawn 2 cards off the Sentinel. I mean, yeah, I think it's so even like. Or maybe even happy to not play the Saga this turn, so that we get to not get got by another Spreading Seas. And then I might just, like, play a Ballista this game. Weird game so far. I'll attack also. If they put in a creature, I'll protect. Did I see this? I did see this. This was, yeah, Punt and Wine's list. I mean, I really like I think Sacrifice is a viable archetype. This is very similar to Hogpog's old deck. Weird that it split this like this. I don't think I had too many thoughts. Oh yeah, this is like I don't always love like the 2 lightning bolts and the Thoughtseizes in the main of this deck. I feel like you just like don't really need to play the creature removal, or if you do, like the Grief Fury plan is better. But I don't know. The Sacrifice archetype is a very contentious one where everybody has really different takes. Dude, my opponent is there just giving me all the cards. Literally Ancestral Recall. What's my power ranking on Key Combo? I'm torn between it and Affinity for a budget modern deck. I think Key Combo is actually like pretty well positioned at the moment. We 4-1 with it last time. It's just like there's just like not as much artifact hate as there has been, and so I guess I'm going to get attacked with this. So I'm just like a bit happier to be playing it at the moment. That being said, like I think that will change when Brothers War comes out, where there's gonna be more artifacts, so people will be playing more artifact hate, and people will be trying out Karn a bit more, and so we'll have to see how the meta shapes up after that. But at least at the time of making this comment, I'm actually pretty into Key Combo. Likely play another league. Like we have plenty of time before Brothers War comes out, so we'll play some more of it too. Yeah, the breach is so busted. Okay, so we have to play around the Hexcatcher pretty well. Although they could have sec'd. I mean, they're just like never secking 2 things, I guess. Think about Bring to Light being any of the elementals, Omnath or Shape Anew. I think that's something for sure. That's definitely something. You know, it's obviously true. Like in these like 4-color Omnath decks with Bring to Light, like you know. It's so hard to build, just like a lot of playtesting, but it would be definitely something I'd be considering strongly. Island Walk is definitely a problem here. Could we do 5-color Titania? You could. I don't know if you should. Is Key Combo better than meta than this deck? I don't know, Spolt. This is the second time you've asked me like. About I've been saying this a lot lately, like especially when you're brewing new combo decks. This is like my 3rd league with the deck, and we maybe should be 4-0 right now, but I just can't comment on how good a deck is after 2 leagues or 3 leagues. I can't tell you how well positioned it is in the metagame. That's just too complicated of a question that requires more information than I have. What do you think of Fate Seizure combo where it's mono blue utilizing a combination of Lancer Control and Imri? I mean, that's also a pretty complicated question. It sounds like not as good as the version that gets to be very good against Graveyard Hate with Prismatic Ending, Leyline Binding, and Shadow Prophecies really, in my opinion, tied that deck together really well, but... I would maybe be interested in seeing a list. Alright, so we get to put a uncounterable Devoted Druid into play. So my current mission objective here is to survive. I think I don't want to trade the Ranger-Captain. I want to be able to sack it next turn. I don't know that we're going to survive, though. We're dead on board, right? Close game. Close game. Merfolk's nuts. Merfolk's busted. Dead to the Mutavault. Alright, so very classic 2-3, but we made 3 like match losing mistakes. Or maybe not that one, but like definitely match 1, game 1. Very likely match 4. So let's run it back, you know. We're learning.